Contact Shah Limited at 665-3336 or 4808-715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shah Limited, quality you can trust.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall, to our state-of-the-art bottling facility. Situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients. Water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers here on IBN Channel 8. It's a pleasure being in your company. Just got it, so I'm sending it to you now, right? So, great. That's what I was looking for. Right, so let me just do one thing before I start off here. Again, I apologize because what happened is that I have been doing 1,000 different things, and this is why you know, I really need to catch up with what I'm doing here. Right. Good. All right. So, okay, let's get started and let's get rolling, and then I'll delve into the other things that I need to. Of course, this segment Our first segment is always brought to you courtesy of our good friends at Tile Expression. And Tile Expression is located right there off Mon Road. Remember, you're heading down Mon Road. When you're coming off the highway, like if you're heading south, you turn left on Mon Road. You go straight down, and in fact, you can't miss the place. It's not too far from the mosque. You just take the side street. I believe it's Alexandra Street, if I'm not wrong. At Joda Road off Mon Road, and you're good to go. Yeah, Joda Road is the bad one, but they repaired it, so you're good to go. Or you can check them out at Tile Expression Limited at gmail.com. No, what am I saying? Tile Expression Limited at Gmail. You can send them an email. Yeah, I'm trying to remember 15 different things. That's why my head is all over the place. All right. So first things first. Last week, Wednesday, as soon as I ended my program, I received a call. In fact, I received several calls. And I was shocked at the news on the passing of my good friend, Mrs. Ali from Charleville. And everybody knows the bread and chana place, the bread and chana and cheese. And, you know, I had spoken to her just over a week ago. You know, she was talking about how things going with the hospital and, you know, how are things progressing along, and she's looking forward to it. And, you know, we had a discussion over the counter, and one of the things that every time I go there is either she never bills me or she bills me such a ridiculous price. And the second thing she does, every time she sees there's a line, she does me so. She says so. She gives me the signal. And that signal means go through the gate, go through the other gate, and go in the back and sit down. And she'll come and prepare whatever it is I wanted. Even if it's 10, 15, 20 sandwiches, she would normally do that. And for me, I mean, I really want to tell Nick, our good friend Nick, whom, you know, I care so much for. He's a brother to me, and to, of course, her son and her daughter and the extended family, that she will be missed by all of us here, because she was an avid supporter of IBN. She would have her TV on IBN every single Wednesday night. This is the normal thing for her and the family. And really and truly, it is a tremendous shock to all of us. And, you know, I really, all we could do is that when things like this happen, what we could say is, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun, which simply means from God we came and to him is our eventual return. Remember, that time will come when you and I will no longer be here, you know, and the way things going in Trinidad, it might be soon, you could never tell. But let's, God forbid, let's go again. Okay, hold this off for a minute for me, guys. Let's run through two things. We had an event. If y'all could just push my logo more to the side, please, because I find myself standing in front of my logo and it being written all over my head. Right, you can put it on the bottom, on the right side, in front of me. But thank you, appreciate it. Right, so what's happening is that we had this event this weekend, and where we open up the grounds for all and sundry to come. Once the goods that they are selling, of course, it's halal products, because remember, it's the Muslim grounds. And of course, once they comply. Now, I could tell you, maybe about 5% of the tenants we had issues with because they didn't clean up after they left. And that is something that you find in everything. But 95% of the tenants, we had absolutely no problems with. I went home, and I still have cashew nuts from the amount of people who was so appreciative. And that is one thing I want to talk about. You know, we host events, Moody, right? You watching the madness there. And that is in front of the Ronix booth, by the way. Those two tents were my tents, Ronix, and I operated like a pipe on that day, right? So it was craziness. It was absolute craziness. But not only that, there's another video which shows the amount of tents that were there. That was after the rain fell, so everybody went and was hiding from the rain. And let me just, here we go. You have that other video there, Justin? Right, what is that? Right, this was the problem. A lot of people could not get parking because of the because of the event that we had too as well, which was the prayer for Palestine. And I just want to thank all those who attended. I think we have a video of that one. Where this is the gathering that we had at Baraka Grounds. And if it's one thing, that place is always alive with something. And I want to thank all those who came out, to the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds who came out. We ran out of parking, and I think that created a problem for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, these grounds will always be available to everyone once the activities they're hosting, fall within a certain ambit. Let me just welcome Neil Shah's to this segment. And of course, Neil Shah's Auto Parts Limited, and Neil Shah's is where you get all your European parts, all your UK parts for vehicles that and let me give you a perfect example. Here is Emuri, a customer of ours, whom I know very well. What happened is that she had a little incident where she was going into her garage and she ended up hitting her spoiler on the gate. And when we called the company told us it was $13,500 for the spoiler, plus VAT. So that will be about $15,000 and something. Plus, for each screw, you have to pay $87 for every screw. Could you imagine that? So, I mean, and look at another thing. Some shocks for BMW 5 Series. The company had it for, I believe it's $18,000 for the 4. We are bringing in that for plenty less for the customer. And this is what we have been doing together with Neil Shah's as well. What Neil Shah's doesn't do, we do. So therefore, at the end of the day, I commend Neil Shah's for continuing to do what they do. Well done, Neil Shah's. Fantastic prices on mechanical, electrical, you name it. Give them a call. All right, so let's, we can move on to that thing now with the check. All right, so let me show you this check now. This is a check that we received this evening from Andy Resail, right? Paid to the Baraka Foundation, $285,000, right? And it is return of funds that we had raised on this program, right? Because I gave him until this afternoon to return the funds that we gave him. Right now, come back to me. Now, let me make it abundantly clear. I'd spoken about this a few weeks ago. And I have a video to show you. But before I show that video, which was recorded in studio, when Mr. Resail visited the studio, he had almost nothing in his bank account. And that could be shown through his statement and all that. And I don't want to put up the statement on air. And what happened is that people call us and ask us if there was a direct bank account where they could give, etc., etc. Now, the thing is that we could collect the $150,000 that went into the bank account. But what we need to do is that you need to contact us to act on your behalf. Right? So in other words, the funds that you deposited directly to the bank account, or for those of you who gave Mr. Resail, Andy Resail, the liver transplant patient man, money, and you want back your money, all you have to do is contact us directly, and we will make representation on your behalf to get back the money. That's number one. That's those who deposited directly to his account. Number two, I'm going to ask the question again tonight. I asked it 2 times, and everybody said the same thing. Let us assist people who are really in need, especially children. So I'm asking you the question tonight, to all those of you who are watching this program tonight, the funds that we have received from Andy Resail, and you could also WhatsApp me, WhatsApp me at 6844762. That's my number. WhatsApp me and tell me, what do you want us to do with the funds? To those of you who gave and you want a refund that you gave to us, let us know and we will organize that refund for you, because that is how we operate. But if you would like your funds to be given to somebody who is also going for surgery or who have tests to do, we would assess them. You see, let me tell you something. One would expect that the Guardian and CNC3, before they do a story, they would do all their investigation. We saw some of the documents as well. But where we started to get questions started to raise is that some Dr. Hanuman from the UK contacted me and was acting on behalf of Andy. I don't know where he came from. I don't know who he is. I don't even know if he is a doctor, right? He may very well be one of the best doctors in the world. But the fact is that he kept insisting that the place that is best is Apollo, even though there were 10, 12 different institutions in India that could have handled this, or Pakistan, no problem, with the same qualified doctors. Apollo is where the millionaires go. Now, interestingly, this was done since August, and every week we kept getting put off. The person who was supposed to do the donor, they go on and they didn't bother. And then our next person, and then when they go away, they will get it done, and they get in our next donor. And it started sounding like a once upon a time story. In other words, it sounded like lies. And when I checked more, I said to myself, something is wrong. And then there was an incident, right? And he admitted in front of my workers today that he did hit his wife, that he did beat his wife. The same liver transplant patient did admit that in front of my staff, and we recorded that, right? And his wife had contacted me about the beating as well. And that is on a tape conversation. So the fact is that I tell myself, for this fella who need liver transplant and beating up on his wife, that is something right. And then the last straw that broke the camel's back was that last week I spoke to the owner of St. Augustine Private Labs there, who do, every time I had to go for blood testing, I normally go to them, very efficient, excellent staff. Bal. And I said, Bal, I have somebody that I need to do a liver transplant analysis, a blood analysis done on their liver. He told me, no problem, send them, no cost, and he will organize. I contacted Andy Resail, and I told him on Monday, and guess what? The person who was supposed to be the donor was supposed to go with him on Monday. The person waiting for him on Monday, Andy never showed up. Blood test was never done. And he went on Facebook and TikTok and lied and said he never knew about any appointment. And I have all the screenshots and I have everything showing that he was supposed to go and he refused to go and do a blood analysis. So that broke the camel's back. And by the way, we have a picture. Did I give you a picture of Andy just to refresh people's memory? Justin? Let me know, please, if you have it there, because I know I had, all right, Justin, let me see if, all right, okay, I'm sending it to you now, right? This is just to refresh people's memory. I am sending that to you now, right? So we are here now where I gave him until 4 p.m. today, right, to deliver the check. The man called me and he said who I think I am, right, how he have other things to do. I say, yeah, what happening, big man? 4 o'clock is a problem. I'm giving you until 6 o'clock. If you don't show up 6 o'clock, that is it. Legal action in your tail. When I see 6 come and go, and I say, well, that is it. He ain't giving back nothing. So I call my attorney, Richard. I say, prepare yourself to write up a letter in the morning, and let me deal with this, and I'll go to the station and make a report. And about a few minutes after 6, he contacted me and told me he buy K-Donor. Right? It took him about 12 to 15 minutes to reach from K-Donor to Bamboo. When he came into the compound, he said he refused to come in the compound. He's afraid I do him something. I say, big man, look at the amount of cameras. This is the gentleman here. Right? This is the gentleman. And the way the man walking, talking like normal, he come in here, and I should have pulled up the CCTV footage and show you. The man walking, talking, moving about like normal. Right? At the end of the day, I don't know what's going on in his system, but for me, I know when to run. So for those of you who assisted us with this project, right? And you know what happening there? I swear to God that every single thing I do now, right, I'm going through it with a fine teeth comb, right? Because like today, a woman contacted me and asked for assistance, right? And I asked, and hear what, she had her husband, and her husband was this, and her husband was a waste of time. No, I am not saying this, she's saying this. And then her husband, and then the other husband, also too lazy and all kind of thing. And when she done, right, I say, but wait now. I told her straight. I said, we are not going to put out money for women who make poor choices. If you choose an idiot, I must pay for that. You are a big woman and you make dotish good choices. And I must now say, I will help you financially because of the stupid decisions that you make. And you know what is the first thing they come back and tell you? Why you're judging me for? It is judging. That is not judging you. That is exposing your stupidity. Because for me, I have always said, we don't have money to give. Like if we have, right? Like I said, that project that I'm doing in Chaguanas, that we are doing, that project is not no easy undertaking. For the entire year right now, we have air conditioned system on the ground. Each one of those air conditioned systems is over 200,000 and it's there for you to see it. We have ceiling material coming down. We have lighting coming down. We have elevator coming down. All those things coming down. Millions upon millions of dollars, which we didn't have in the bank account, and I wouldn't tell you where we got it from. Because you know why? We don't want to expose the people who are doing it, because we don't want to take away their blessings. Because at the end of the day, the reality of it is that when you look at what we have been doing for years, we have always been accountable. So again, I ask for those people who gave, WhatsApp me now, please, and let me know what to do with the funds. If to give it to 10, my suggestion is we give it to 10 people equally. Right? 28,500 to 10 people. Some people that would save them from surgery, and mainly children is what I'm looking at. Young children. Because I've always said, and this may sound bad, you see people over 50 like myself, we have had a chance at life. So therefore, I don't really help people over 50. Even myself, right? I wouldn't host a fundraiser because I have big Sawati friends like Moody, and if something, or my partner Randy in Komoto, or my partner Patos, right? Or my partner Shiraz from Girl on the Hill. If I fall long tomorrow, Shiraz going to say, how much it is, and Shiraz going to just write a check with, God. Again, Shiraz in trouble now, because you know what's going to happen? People going to show up by Shiraz door tomorrow. I forget I just say that. Justin, do not allow that to go on here more than it already going on here. Right? As if that making sense. Right. So, anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on this whole scenario, on this whole thing, and let me know what to do with the funds. I am waiting on your WhatsApp messages, because only through your WhatsApp messages or your emails, I will tell you, okay, look, someone is saying here, yes, Inshan, give my funds to the children. Assalamu alaikum, give it to 10 persons equally. Very good. Well done. Good evening, sir. I trust that you would use the funds to help those who need it. I do not want a refund. Right? And all these are people. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, good. Good night. Looking at breaking barriers. Well, can I have a refund? You see, and is it? For those people who want a refund, just send me the receipt and I will give you the refund. No problem at all. Right? So let me know the amount and I will put things in place. Right? So let me just make sure. Right. Good. So let me know the amount that you give, and I will give you a refund on the this is on the Resail matter, right? And I have absolutely no problems with that, because I am not into taking people money, right? So here we go. Right, everybody is saying here so far. Look, someone is saying here, Bindi saying what? Good night. Good decision made. I leave my donation for you to use it as best. And we will give people accountability. You have constantly proved that your organization is honest. Please give my donation to someone who needs. My niece, who has a skin problem, got a big lump on her face. She went doctor, and the doctor said she needs an operation to determine if it's cancer. Her mother has health insurance for her, but they pay in 80%, but she has to get 12,000. We have okay, you see, and here's another thing. If you need to raise 12,000. Okay, let me explain something to people. When I do fundraisers, I don't expect us to give you everything, but you see, people don't understand that. You are paying health insurance, which means that you could afford health insurance. I always tell people, just because people offer, that don't mean to say that you're going to take and take. Because the first thing you have to do, and I've always said this, if I become sick and financially unable to take care of myself, the first thing I do is selling my car. That is the first thing I'm doing. Right? Whatever assets I have that I could liquidate, I have land that I'm not using, get rid of that land. And you raise what you could amongst your own family first before you go cap in hand outside. But people in this country have a bad habit that anytime they want money, my daughter need 100,000 for surgery. How much are it? 0. I want 100,000. No. You're not going to get no money, because at the end of the day, I am seeing you as being too lazy, and I will not help you, because if you don't want to help your own family and I must help you with everything, well, I's Mary donkey here. No, that ain't working so at all. All right, so let me just welcome and thank our good friends, Home Mart True Value, for sponsoring this segment. And by the way, they have, right, one of the best decking, if not the best decking on the market. First, the thing strong. You could use this in anything. You could build a bridge from your room to your wife's room if you're talking to she. Notice you kind of smile a little bit. Right. You could use this for anything. I'm talking about you could secure it as step treaders too as well. Outside, you can make a big patio. You're building a tree house for children. You could use this. Anything that you're using wood for, you could replace it with this, and this don't rot. This is a lifetime thing. Give them a call, 638-3722 and 299-2780. Let me just say a special good evening to the Pillais, Mr. and Mrs. Pillai. Wamis, I hope you have recovered from the shock I sent you this week. God bless you. Right? I only know what I'm talking about. All right, so I promise not to do that again. All right, so here we go. Next slide. Let's welcome our friends at Gate Automation Company Limited. And of course, Gate Automation is where you get every single thing when it comes to automating your gate, when it comes to motors, when it comes to the gates, when it comes to the barriers, the security barriers, when it comes to service repairs. Give them a call, Gate Automation Company Limited. They're right in Vancouver, plus you get excellent service, backup service as well. Let's go to our slides again, guys. Take a look at this. 5 minutes of rain and Tanapuna and all over. Do you know that the Tanapuna Mosque Hall today, there was a funeral today, and the Mosque Hall, what I was told is that the Mosque Hall was full with water. Places that never flood before, flooding now. You see, this is what I have been saying. There are con men doing a set of work in this country. Con men, old crook, big thief, who are being given jobs in this country to do drainage and to do road. Watch this. Highway no money. Pause that right there. Pause that. Highway. You ever see the Trinity Highway like this? Never before in history. And in fact, wait, let me call somebody who does visit that area plenty. I can call a man who does pass there every single day, right? And find out if that area, right? But look at what's going on there. All right, so let me call the specialist. Right? I'm calling a man with about 30, 40 years experience in water. Man, answer the phone. And the man living not too far from there.
Yeah, hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Right. This is your brother. I have you on speakerphone here on Breaking Barriers.
All right.
I noticed something that I never noticed before. Right? Mm-hmm. Oh, assalamu alaikum, by the way.
Alaikum salam.
Right. Flooding in the area that I'm showing on air right now on the highway. Is that a common occurrence?
No, normally we will have water settling on the northern side. And it will probably go from a 3-lane, it will probably go down to a 2-lane. But this, what I've seen here, is unprecedented. So I don't know what work they did, but it's the worst I've ever seen.
But if you look at this ain't no 1 inch of water. This is like the whole highway has now turned into a sea. Right?
Exactly. And what happened? They did some dredging on by where the Pantrenbago headquarters, the newly built Pantrenbago headquarters that has been there for about 10 years.
Right, but that is not newly built. I oldly built.
Right, I say newly built. I just been facetious because that has been built.
Oh, no. And then you're using the wrong word. It's not facetious. It's sarcastic.
All right. Well, that is the situation there is the worst I've ever seen. As a matter of fact. All right. As a matter of fact, my grandchildren had to stay in Curep until the water subsided before they came home, and that they reached home about 6 o'clock this evening.
Because of the traffic situation, I guess.
That is correct.
But let me ask you a question. The people in the neighboring communities there, because I know you are about quarter mile away from the highway, but those people who are directly adjacent to the highway, were they affected? Were any of the homes affected, etc.?
Well, the water will back up and go north, and it will probably go as far as there's I'm not sure, but
You're listening to your TV, boy. Listen to your telephone. I know you're not accustomed on TV, but listen to your telephone.
Yeah, well, normally the water will go north, like on Savannah Drive. It will go on Savannah Drive, and
that is where the bulk of the water would go.
Yeah, but the under drain, I don't know if they did any work on the under drain that take the water from the north to the south, and there's a drain right next to the Pantrenbago. Now, I don't know if Blue Waters, the Blue Waters place there, if that had any impact with the design, if it was changed. So I don't know.
But I was told some work is going on next to Blue Waters there as well, correct?
Yeah, but that is further down. That is almost opposite the gas station.
Right, but if everything is backed up there or blocked there, it will cause a problem further up the road and even further up.
Definitely. So
right. But here what to do. I want to change topic a little bit. And for those people who are watching, this is my brother Nazim Ishmael. He was an employee with Wasa as well, and he knows plenty about water. So therefore, one is that also he lives in Trinity. I'm about to show you something just in the slide which shows the 3 different types of holes, A, B, and C. Could I get that on the screen, please? Right. Now, you're watching the TV, right? You're seeing, I have a slide on the screen with A, B, and C.
Right.
Now, in 90% of the situations, I have seen Wasa digging holes looking like A. And in some cases, I have seen B. You have been working Wasa for donkey years. My interpretation is the way a hole should be dug is C. Is that correct?
That is correct. And while they're digging that too, they still have to remember where they throw in the rubble that they're taking out. And if the ground is too saturated, they're supposed to do shoring. If once it's a deep hole, they're supposed to use at least put steel plate or some wood or something to stop the earth from
caving in,
coming back into the hole. So to me, the incident that happened in Wasa there is total negligence. Total negligence for someone to lose their life in that way.
And this is what we are looking at. And this is why I'm calling on you as somebody that worked 75 years in Wasa. All right, so thanks a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Of course, that was my brother. Now, anybody who know the family, right? Ask the family to WhatsApp me now, please. The family of the gentleman who passed away from Wasa. And let me call, we getting on bad, I can't call my attorney now. Let me call Richard, right? Because Richard Jagesa, I am sure that this is one matter. Right, so anybody who knows the family, right? The mother or the sister of the person who passed away, WhatsApp that number now or ask them to contact me right now on air, please. Right? So that I would be able to, right, so here we go. Here we go. Mr. Jagisar has been, that man handling 17 cases for me right now. 17 cases for me, you know. And half of them is with the state. And there was a case that I took back from the chairman of Wasa, who I gave to Richard to handle to as well.
Reached the voicemail box.
Right, good. Right, so let me just welcome Automax Gloss Paint Thinners. Now, the other day I buy thinners for some oil paint I was using. And let me be very frank. You had to use a liter of that just to be able to get some thinning, because I don't know if they thin it down with water, because I know oil and water don't mix, but I don't know what they do in this thing that was so special. It reminds me of this thing that I bought at Price Match. Chef Choice, I think is, no, not Chef Choice. Chef Choice is a good thing. There's a brand of vinegar that I bought from Price Mart, and I'm complaining now. Moody, how do you know the strength of vinegar? By the smell? Yeah, correct. I mean, that is the way I do it. And I went Price Smart and I buy some vinegar breads. And let me tell you something, that vinegar was the worst I ever bought in history. And I'm trying to remember the brand that I bought here. I should have it. Let me. I think it's Chef Mate itself, right? Not Chef Choice, Chef Mate. So let me just verify, right? That right, here we go. Vinegar. White vinegar, right. Ooh. Cook's Mate vinegar. I bought that vinegar, and here what I normally do with that vinegar, I would normally clean down inside my door, kennel and thing. And the thing is smelling at all, breads, at all. So here what happening, and I spoke to the people at Cookmate, but one is that they could have come up with every excuse how it is go through testing and this and that. Brother man, the best test is your nose. Open up Matooks or Mabel vinegar, and when you open it up, your nose burn in you. With theirs, you could take your whole nostril, push it down inside the gallon, and still be underwater with this thing or under vinegar, and still you're hardly getting smell. So all you have to do something, all you have to put back the smell in that thing or something. Because it look like somebody extract the smell in Price Mart, and what we get in is real water dread. Right, so coming back to Automax and Negligence paint thinners, make sure that that is the brand that you're using. And if you want to purchase it wholesale or to sell in your hardwares, etc., give them a call, 658-4984. All right, so let's go to, just so. Mr. Jagisar.
Good evening, Mr. Ishmael.
My number one attorney, the best looking attorney in the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, boy. He does look like Kishore Kumar, brother.
All right, so what do you want tonight?
I was just, Richard, I was just boasting that you're only handling about 17 cases for me.
18 as of last week, 18.
18.
And out of the 18, 15 are against the state, and you've already won 4, and two the check cut play already.
What?
Correct.
Good. I'm coming to collect that check tomorrow.
Anytime.
Right. I wanted to ask you a question because I just had my brother online, and I asked the people, because, you know, you have turned out to be the poor man's voice when it comes to legal matters in Trinidad and Tobago. And one of the things that I want to bring to your attention, and I told the family that this is one man to connect with. The family where the son died after being covered up in Wasa. In other words, everything fall apart and the man ended up getting buried alive.
Yes, I saw it in the papers.
Right. And go ahead.
It's very sad. It means to say that several checks and balances and safety mechanisms all failed. Now in Trinidad, first of all, let's start from the statutory duty. We have
Wait,
OSHA,
Richard, Richard, here what's happening. Let us get your call clearer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask studio to call you back now, and let us get your call through the studio lines. All right, they're going to call you back in 1 minute.
Sure.
Okay. Right, Justin, I know you have his number there, but I'm sending it to you just in case you, ooh, look at the amount of messages I get here, pa. Let me just search back for Justin name, yes? Right, Right, good. Right, so Justin, if you could just call, I now send the number there to you. If you could just call Richard and patch it through. And what I want you to do is there's a picture with the mother. While I'm talking to him, I want that picture to be on air. I'll tell you for how long, all right? So we'll take back Richard. Let me just welcome RPM Express Couriers for all your courier needs from Miami when it comes to importation, number one. Hello?
Hi, I'm here. Good night.
Right. Mr. Jagisa, right. You were saying, I'm sorry to have interrupted you, but this way now, our viewers will be able to hear clearer rather than me using my phone. And of course, I'll put a picture, guys. Could we get a picture on the screen now? With the mother and the, there's a picture with the mother. Right. Good. Yeah, Richard, you were saying, go ahead, please.
So the starting point really is the statutory duty, which we can find in OSHA, we can find in Wasa's Act and so on, and the general duty to protect the worker while the worker is on a job site. So, and that is a settled point in law. It means to say that an employer owes their workers, their employees, a certain degree of due care and diligence to take all efforts and make all efforts to make sure they have a safe working environment. Now, it does not mean to say that every environment is going to be absolutely safe, because there are certain acts that we cannot predict, certain acts that we cannot prevent against earthquake, storm, etc. But there's a certain, now that is why OSHA was created, to make sure that where possible and where reasonable steps can be taken. And in this case, it appears to me from the outside looking in, without having any retainer, without having any brief in the matter, every single system put in place to protect that worker failed.
And in this case, what is interesting, Mr. Jagisa, is that isn't it fact that normally in a situation like this, where a debt occurred, you are supposed to leave, once you dig out the gentleman, right? Isn't it fact that you're supposed to leave the area untouched?
The body, yes.
No,
yes,
but not only the body,
yes.
The area where the body came from, because at the end of the day, an investigation must be done. Because when
Absolutely.
you take all the dirt now, compact it, press it, and put on everything and steamroll it now, at the end of the day, nobody could assess the shape of the hole. If you make a square hole, a trapezoid hole, a triangle hole, nobody,
Absolutely correct, yes. If you mean after you take out the body, you're not supposed to fill back the hole, that is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
So what rights does the family have now legally where this is concerned? Because, it's Wasa. Wasa just don't cover up pothole. They don't just cover up where they dig bad. Wasa have a habit, and this is why people wanted to burn down Wasa, because of the fires that were there. And remember, it's the first water place in history that people wanted to burn down.
Yes.
So what rights do the family have legally now?
Yeah, the right, first of all, we have to ascertain the cause of death. And whether or not there's any negligence and whether there's any failure on the part of Wasa to adhere to any due diligence steps and measures. Now, as I said earlier, from the outside looking in, without holding any brief, it appears to me that has happened. What then has to happen is that the relative, in this case, well, the mother from, I don't know if the gentleman is married and he has children and so on, the mother or a wife or a common law wife, as the case may be, they are all entitled to bring claims against the state for the loss of this man's life. So I understand that OSHA is conducting an investigation. At the very least, OSHA should inform and keep updated the mother of the deceased and let her know step by step what is happening, so that she will have the appropriate information, and she could take it to any lawyer of her choosing at the appropriate time. Let us not end up in a situation where she has to file a request under the Freedom of Information Act to access those reports and those documents. Wasa, at the very least, should reach out to the mother and include her in the investigation, at least for the peace of mind of the thing. And then she is entitled to take that information wherever she sees fit.
And the thing is that today an autopsy is done. The family is supposed to be privy to a full report as well, where the autopsy report is concerned, correct? Because in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, we have many cases where autopsy is concerned, where autopsies were falsely made up to look like certain things didn't happen. For example, with Andrea Barrett, when it was evidently clear that Andrea Barrett was beaten with a piece of wood that caused blunt force trauma, and it had blood stain in her skull, right? Whoever did the autopsy before apparently didn't see that. Mm-hmm. I shock you there with that one, eh?
Yeah.
No, well,
sure.
I was there, Richard. I was there for Andrea Barrett's autopsy. I was there, and when the report, I was the one who collected the report in my hand. I was the one that delivered the report to as well to the family. So I, together with myself and a few other businessmen, we paid for that report because we had no trust in the first initial autopsy. So I want the family to contact me. And what happened is that if we have to get the public to get together and help pay the legal fees, right, to assist this family, or if the family could get their families to do it, let us get this done so that a son is not buried and justice is not served. You agree?
I absolutely agree with that.
Excellent. So we will meet to discuss more this weekend over a bowl of Alfredo and a lamb burger, my brother.
Say no more, I'll be present.
All right, Mr. Jagasa, take care, all the best. You know, this, and as I said before, many people don't know, but I have known Mr. Jagasa for over 10 years, 10, 15 years. And as a little boy, I used to watch this little Indian boy in the corner beating books, and his leg was so fat. Richard's leg was so fat, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I showed him with a short pants recently, I think there has been some change in that. His leg has gotten thinner. And I thought that that could not have been possible, right? But here what happening, forget his leg size, forget his slim stature. But in terms of up here, the man have capacity like that, right? And I've always had the greatest of respect for him, because I think that young man, and mark my words, he may be one of the best attorney generals we will ever see in this country. I think maybe we might even see him being one of the youngest attorney general. God knows. That is when things come and change and we start to get better in this country, because all you know how things is go. Right? So let me thank RPM Express for sponsoring this segment as we move along again. And we move over to our good friends at Mitsubishi Electric, which, and the agents, of course, is Mitsu Air Limited. And Mitsu Air Limited carries a wide range of air conditioning units for your home, for your small business, for your large businesses, no matter what you do. And I've said it time and time again, if you need air conditioning, don't go and put something that could burn down your house and kill you. Purchase something good with a 10-year warranty, parts and labor. Give them a call, 674-4000. And of course, it's Mitsu Air Limited. Let's go over to our slides again, guys. What we just spoke about in regards to Kern, right? Who died? Joyce Grant Roberts, Etienne's grieving mother, appealed for an independent and impartial investigation into her son's death. Imagine you have to ask for that. It is something that should be the norm. It is something that shouldn't even be questioned. But you have to ask for that. I am heartbroken. I have not been the same since my son died. He leaves behind his 2 children who are grieving for him, she lamented. The grieving mother wants to get to the bottom of the circumstances surrounding her son's death. I want to tell whoever is investigating, do not accept any bribes from Wasa. Imagine the mother have to say that, Moody. Imagine the mother have to say that. Do not sweep anything under the carpet. By the way, the 10 mini excavators Wasa buy, you ever see them being used anywhere? Never. Okay, good. They probably park up collecting rust. Let justice be served. Let's think about the other workers that Wasa employs so that this tragic incident will never repeat itself, she said. And it's only now 8 years we have applied for proper connection, which the chairman told me was to be installed since last year. Right? So, and that is on public record. And I have all the WhatsApp messages. And of course, when that matter goes to court, we will bring up all those things because, like I said, discrimination is not something I tolerate. Let's go again. She expressed concern that immediately after he was rushed to the hospital, the trench had been covered up. Think about this. Immediately after. And not only that, I was told that he was lifeless when he was pulled out. Now, the first thing someone is supposed to do is try CPR and do what they need to do. And I don't know what they did or how they did, but I could imagine the trauma that the workers went through and are probably still going through. But this is one that I do not plan to allow to be swept under the carpet like plenty of the things that has taken place in Wasa and all over. Let's go again. Yeah, we can leave that right there. Right? And like I said, I want to show back the slide with the shape of the holes when they, right? And I have seen Wasa with 90% of their work digging holes like A. Where did they get straight down? And not only that, the other day I saw a backhoe working for Wasa. That backhoe looked like it could fall apart. That backhoe looked like a piston, could fly out and kill a worker. And if you look at some of the equipment that they have working for Wasa, especially some trucks, which are not licensed, in terms of when you investigate, you will see no sticker on the windscreen. None. And they're working for a state enterprise. The equipment that they have in some cases, like I tell you, if you see the condition of the equipment, but like I said, anything goes. Anything goes. Right, let's go back to that drawing there, guys. Right, so the first hole is what I know Wasa Custom doing. And then when the backhoe goes on the side and dig, sometimes you even see B. C is something I rarely see. And this is the design because this is how it looks. Once you are digging a hole and you dig it in this shape, very rarely, unless it's oversaturated, you may get caving down. I am not a geologist, neither am I anybody qualified in this type of engineering. I've always said that my mother make me with plenty common sense. So much common sense that I know in the Ministry of Works and in Wasa, it have a set of don'ts. Good. Let's move on, guys. Next slide. Oh, yeah. Watch this. Watch this, man. 5 minutes of rain, and this is what takes place all over the country. And I have said it before, it is because of the connery that take place. The connery. Because it have plenty of that. Come back to me. Right? So, before, hey, here it is. From the 23rd of October, 10% off on your order. From the 23rd of October, I'll tell you when, to mid-November, right? You can get 10% off your SMJ order, right? All you have to do is all you know what to do when it comes to ordering. So you're getting 10% off your Q2 as well. So give them a call, 375-1100, 299-6263, or 292-1913. Now, let me make it clear. This is a company that gives back to communities. It does not matter what background you're from. This is a company that gives back. So if all you have to drink something, contact this company and order it from them. I just try my best not to drink water from nowhere. Look the other day, and let me be frank, the other day I went by the doubles, man. Pepper hit me when I go on in the cooler. Right? Only one brand of water there. I said, Lord. The first thing I do is pull out the label and drink the water. But I only drink about quarter because the water, like it have taste Water is supposed to refresh, but I don't know how come some people bottling drain water in this country and putting label on it like it have no standards. So if all you have to buy water, if all you have to buy soft drinks, if all you have to buy Trinidad juices, etc., this is the company, these are the numbers to call, and they will deliver it to your home, no ifs, ands, or buts. So, I'm getting down to something very serious now. There's a video that was circulating in Trinidad, right? A video that was circulating. And that video, in that video, there were a lot of threats. I want you to take a listen to the video. Here we go. Go ahead, guys.
Oh, I saying, all you don't watch what's going on in this little country now, boy. All you work for all your 9 to 4 and 9 to 5 and just work week by week. You have to do crime, boy. You have to do crime. I being real, dog. All who doing crime, dog, running them rich people place, boy, and take the thing, boy, dog, boy. Because the rich only feeding on the poor, boy. I'm telling you. I being real, me care about but you see that thing, dog, everything raising now. You give it $3 on 1750. That making no sense, boy. Run in rich place and rob them. If they're dead, they're dead. Away. No pity.
If that were me, if ancient Ishmael, I'm going to do a poll tonight. I'll get ready to answer me. If ancient Ishmael had said what that gentleman said, and I want you to listen carefully to what he's saying, because this was broadcast all over Trinidad and Tobago. It on social media, it all over. You ain't hear that at all. So I am doing the same thing that they do on social media, because that is supposed to have control over social media. And not only that, the reality of it is that for me, I want to ask you a question tonight. And if that was ancient Ishmael in that video, what do you think would have happened? Or if that was somebody from Barakpur, what do you think would have happened? Or if that was somebody of Indian descent, what do you think would have happened? I didn't want to bring it to race, but that is where the TTPS is going right now. Because when you're a certain race, your so-and-so is grass. Oh, I say so-and-so, that might come after me. Because remember, right? Dissing and datting and emming and effing and all kind of thing, you know, they had problems with that. Right? So here we go. Right? So I want, and let me show you the difference. Take a look at this video where this woman got arrested and what she got arrested for. I just reminding all you. Take a look.
For shouting.
Well, I am Shah, I am a villager. I was eating. Under arrest for what? For what? For what? Come on. How much alcohol they have? How much alcohol they have?
The TTPS confirms.
She was charged. She was charged for speaking loudly. But a man gone on TikTok and publicly stated, right, to do all they had to do, rob them, and if they're dead, so and so, let them dead. And no one was arrested. Not only that, what is interesting, what is interesting is that the TTPS, right, because like I said, the TTPS only know how to arrest a certain type of people in this country, right, when they do certain things like protest. That is how the TTPS operates. And we know that for a fact. That is not no guessing. It is factual, right? Because you ever hear anybody on the East-West corridor, the Ministry of Works want to give them a bill for road repairs when they protest? Ask Rohan about that. So when it comes to this now, what they should have done was taken in that gentleman, fingerprinted him, and compared to any crimes that took place. But the TTPS in this country, most of them are brain dead, dotish, stupid, illiterate, and clowns. And this is why this is allowed to continue. But the gentleman did apologize. And this is the video, and hear what he had to say. Right? Hear what he had to say.
Good night, folks. To the people that I may offended on the little video I made with the ending of my video. My comment, my point may have come across wrong under the influence, but what I'm saying, all who know me know I drinking every day and I liming every day, but I bypass that. I humbly apologize to the rich and to the people that I may have offended. And secondly, my point was to just bring across that change or the other stand up for when a man doing bad. They will stand up against that, comment about it, instead of standing up for the raising of prices in this little country and standing up as one. You think? No black and no Indian and no thing that certain people talk about. I'm not on that. You think? It's just being real and letting everybody know what I said, dog, was bad. The ending. And I humbly apologize for that.
All right, let me talk about this big man. Number one, who you blaming for the $3 increase when it comes to minimum wage? I will repeat something that I said on a video. My mother and father raised 14 children. They did not raise 14 donkey. They raised 14 children. And in those times, it was catch nenen. But you see that father that I have, boy? I cannot even step one toe in his shoe. That is the greatness of that man. And for me, I could tell you the sacrifices they made, that every single child that they had, if they're not living abroad, they gainfully employed. They only have one car, they had 2-3 cars, right? And most of them, maybe they were not religious when they were younger, but they're religious now. All of them are financially stable. How many of them you think living on minimum wage? Whose fault it is that you complaining about minimum wage? That is number one. Number two, in your video, you stated clearly that you just drink and you just lime every day. Let me play back that video, just in case I get it wrong. Play back the apology video.
Good night, folks. To the people that I may have offended on the little video I made with the ending of my video. My comment, my point may have come across wrong under the influence, but what I'm saying, all who know me know I drinking every day and I liming every day, but
good. So you admitting that you're drinking and liming every day. Maybe, big man, if you stop drinking and liming every day, you would have money to spend on the things that are important, like paying your bills, like buying a car, rather than suggesting for people to go there and rob people, and if they're dead, they're dead. Maybe, but you see, I don't blame you, no, because that is the mentality that the PNM has created. That is the mentality that the PNM supports, because the PNM does always support people who robbing, you're thieving. For example, all them people and them that hooking up illegal TNA connection, blessings from the government. All the people who have illegal water connection, blessings from the government. All the people who are not paying their rent, and when AGC go and they ball in, blessings from the government. So the government is the one who's encouraged that. And I want to tell that young man something. Because let me tell you something. Everybody does make mistakes. And big man, you made a stupid mistake. A real stupid mistake. Because let me tell you something. This is one man. You come into my compound, I will make sure that my dogs, and here what happening here, I's a dog too, because I's a Rottweiler, I just bite. So when my dog finish with you, I will bite you up too. Where say Modi? At the end of the day, boy, all these big hardback men, all you have children. For God's sake, do something with all your life now, boy. Do something positive now, boy. All you like the way this country going on, boy. All you love how people suffering in this country, boy. Who you think put the minimum wage where it is? If the government did not put contractors who thief and blind, all of you will get fixed up, all of you will get contracts. But the same government who gave all of the $3 is the same government in every ministry. It have one contractor in 7 ministries. Through the Freedom of Information Act, we have documents now. 7 ministries, that same contractor have 2 hardwares that get in all the self-help contracts. But all you know that. But when I make all them things public, all you go realize, but then again, all you go be blind over that. Then all you go be blind. So I want to ask the question tonight, just because maybe I get it wrong. If that were Inshan Ishmael, if it were Inshan Ishmael who made that statement, what do you think would have happened? Open up the phone lines here. I want to ask people that question tonight. Right? Put the phone lines right and zoom it up a little bigger. And the question I'm asking you tonight is that if Inshan Ishmael, me, if I had done a video saying for we to go and jump the wall, and because it had another one, she's look like Satan's sister, right? When I tell you she ugly, right? You know how I'm talking about, boy, what? Right? Had used similar sentiments. Police said touch them at all. So, let me go to our phone lines. If that were Inshan Ishmael, if it was Inshan Ishmael, me, who you do a statement, what do you think would have happened? Let's go. Hello?
Hi, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Police would have been at your door a long time and you would have been in jail now.
So, you agree that they would have locked me up?
Yes. Based on your past history, I believe that. But as you said it all, there's only certain people, they do certain things too. So, this is the country we're living in.
Thank you very much, caller. So therefore, it's not only me, it's not only I that have that opinion, right? Other people have that opinion as well, because quite frankly, everybody know how many times I have been arrested. I have been arrested over 7 times. And every time I've been arrested, I have won the case from the police. Let's go again. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Mr. Inshan, if you had made that statement, you would have been in jail all now.
Thank you very much, caller. And we're going again. I want to see if I alone feel this way or if the public feel this way. Hello? Let's go again. Hello?
Inshan.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
When police come to you, they come in and as they see you, they go shoot you now. They have no time to lock you up and that's the job now to shoot you who talking the truth. Have a good one, brother.
Thank you very much. No, and to make your daughter cry and your children cry and to set you up. That is their intention, because if I have one of them, I ain't calling the name as yet, but I hear that one of them working hard to set them up. But don't worry, time longer than twine. Let's go again. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Good night. Mr. Inshan?
Yes.
Should that have been you that done that? Wow. They would have locked you up so far, so long. It ain't funny. Trust me. They would have locked just for the man you are, for the righteous man you are, speaking righteous and wanting to do the right thing. Man, they would have clear you up so fast it ain't funny. Okay?
Thank you very much, caller. And not only that, because I is a Muslim, they would have stuck the anti-terrorism bill on me as well. They would have said inciting terrorism, because that is what they like to do. But you see, again, 4 days passed, not one arrest by them con men, them crook, them smart men, them old thief, them bandit in the police service. Not one single arrest. Let's go again. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Good night, Mr. Ishmael.
Good night.
If it was you, you would have been behind bars already.
But what do you think?
Said so, you would have been behind bars already.
What do you think about those statements that he made?
No, that statement is a wicked statement. That person should have never made that statement.
And the man saying because he was kind of drunk, he made that statement.
He said he was drunk. How drunk that he had that in his mind? Because if you're drunk, if you're drunk and you didn't have that in your mind, you'd never say that.
Correct. Thank you very much. Right? Altaf is a real lal. Let's go again to lines. If I were arrested, what do you think would have happened after making those statements? Let's go again. Hello?
Yeah, John, good night.
Good night.
Boy, to tell you the truth, seeing as how is if it was a normal person, they would have sent 2 people to police, right? Seeing as how is a Muslim, they would have sent 5. But seeing as how is an Indian Muslim, they would have sent about 10 people to police on your compound for your partner. Just say I tell you. You enjoy your night.
Thank you very much. So it depends on your category. They send the amount, because what he's saying is true, because when they had arrested me, when did he come to warn me, and when Hodge, when she had come to warn me, right, and she and Soka, right, the same man who the Venezuelan girl had on a uniform, and that just gone and swept under the carpet, right, when them had come to warn me, 27 police officers and 9 police vehicles. Imagine that for me. I's a terrorist. I's Abu Inshan. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Inshan, good night. If it were you, they would have put bracelets on your hands and your feet. Good night. Bye.
and that is correct. I would have been gone down the road. Anyway, let me just, we need to hold it there. And we have any calls right now? Or let's take a break. Let's take a break. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers. I have not taken a break since we started. Imagine that. So let me take a break now. We'll be back right after this.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 4110 Jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare. Ronix.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility. Situated on an ancient underground lake, we're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Introducing Berberine Plus by Aja Nutrition, a unique combination of all-natural super supplements berberine, bitter melon, and barnaba leaf. Berberine Plus is clinically proven to provide diabetic support by decreasing insulin resistance, making the blood sugar-lowering hormone insulin more effective, increasing glycolysis, helping the body break down sugars inside cells, decreasing sugar production in the liver, slowing the breakdown of carbohydrates in the gut. Available in TNT pharmacies nationwide.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
And welcome back, my friends. And of course, this segment brought you courtesy our good friends of Rands. And, I said it before, and I'll say it again. When you look at how the police service operates, and I put it, with this thing. In fact, here what happened. Let me cause a little trouble tonight. Guys, I'm gonna give you a number to call, right? Right? I'm gonna send it to you now. Right? Right, I just send it to you. Let that ring inside for me, please. All right, go ahead. I spoke to 2 senior inspectors, and they told me that there was reason to charge. 2 senior inspectors. And when I spoke to these inspectors, these 2 senior inspectors, and I also communicated via WhatsApp messaging with 2 others, and every single one of them agreed that the gentleman was supposed to have been taken in, fingerprinted, fingerprint assessed, analyzed, sent out through the system to make sure that his fingerprints were not found anywhere. But no, this is the kind of jokey police we have in this country, and I continue to say, everything is falling down flat in this country, from the police service, go right up to everything else. I drew that, I brought up that video for a reason, where, and this is not to talk race or anything like that, it is to show factually what's going on in this country. If it were an Indian that did that, for example, Satmaraj was, he was, in fact, for inciting, there was a matter with Satmaraj involving inciting, right? And then Abu Bakr, remember Abu Bakr had said something about zakat, right? But here what's happening, at the end of the day, you find a lot of people are being protected by government, not only because they belong to a particular race, because that is how the PNM operates, right? But simply because they are supporters and they come from certain hotspots, they are untouchable. And this is where we are in Trinidad and Tobago. And this is where I will end off my program now, because at the end of the day, today was a rough day for me. So, guys, we have any slides or videos that I need to run through? Let me just... Oh, you see the gentleman here? This is the hot man from Faizabad. Zoom into that man, boy. Zoom into that man. That man, that is my brother Nawaz Karim. Right? Just as... See him, watch him there, how he looking at, man. Real Bajon looking fella, you know. Right? Nawaz, this is how we do my pepper sauce. Add Brilliant, bags of peppers coming in, and look at the quality of those peppers now. Real nice pepper, right? And if you want to buy peppers wholesale, this is the man, Nawaz Karim. And of course, the best, the one that I use right now is under yolks as well. And when we have to order as well, we order from Chief. So it's Chief and yolks pepper sauce by Yuka. All right, so make sure, if you want, I can give you her number too as well. All right, so let's go again, guys. What slide? Yeah, which vids is that, please? Just give me a reminder before you run it. Oh, yeah. Check this out, Moody. Check this out. Check where this truck, hold on. Pull back a little. You know, and I want to say this, 3 weeks ago, the village council, the businessmen met, and promises were made by a businessman in Bamboo number 2 to build the boot. And I think that we reach a point now where let him take that promise and relax with it. We're no longer interested. The businessmen in the area will build the boot ourselves. But if you look at where idiots are parking, and there's a constant thing by Bobby's Motor Supply, always, for donkey years, this man just don't care. He just don't care. And villagers keep on every week ad nauseum. We have to tolerate this stupidness. But like I tell you, there will come a time when everybody, gotta answer for the dotishness they do, boy. Check this out. Cut this now, man. And then, hey, there's there's one. It's not supposed to. So let me see if I get it here. Right, good. Right, Justin, I'm sending it to you. Justin, you didn't remind me about the slide that I sent you with the mother, the one that I had sent you with that. I had sent you that one. Where is that? I haven't seen that. There's a slide that I sent you, a front page, with bandits kill my mom. Right, this one. Right, and then I have a host of other things I'm seeing that I sent, and y'all are not telling me anything about that. So check that for me, please, because y'all are only looking at my list partially. Imagine, BC Perez, I had spoken to him about a month ago. He had called about some part. And, condolences to the family. I know BC Perez. And, I was shocked to hear about his passing, but he was not well. And, of course, condolences to the family. Many people would not have seen or read about this, where a 75-year-old woman from Monroe Road, right? Bandits came in, grabbed her son, and take a towel and shove it down her mouth. And what happened is that the son said, based on what he was seeing, apparently she was getting a heart attack at that time. The woman ended up dying the next day. And this is Trinidad and Tobago under Hines. This is Trinidad and Tobago under Ola. And this is what we accept. This is the nonsense we accept. When will it end? It looked like it ain't gonna end at all. Let's go again, guys. Let's run through those slides. This cancer patient, right? I think she would have gotten through with some of the funds. Contact me tomorrow, please. Right? And let's see if we could help you out, because with the funds that we have gotten back, right, from Andy Resail, we will use that to assist. But everybody is going to be accountable. I'm going to give a list of everything. I'm checking through every document 10 times, because I ain't getting involved in no connery and crookery with dotishness. Let's go again. Zoom into that. You know what is the sad thing? An independent senator, and I don't know how the hell she became an independent senator. She said if the boys who were made to lie in the mud in C-lots were of a different hue or class, they would not have treated them like that. You idiot. The boys from the other areas would not have done what those fellas were doing. Maybe you should use what up here and you would have realized that. You would have realized that. But like I tell you, some people as their position, God alone know how. Right, so I'll leave it right there. Anyway, let me just wrap it up. God bless you. And again, like I said before, I thank all those people who came out. Oh, you tell me more slides now? Okay, let's go. We're running the program. Sidika. in a WhatsApp exchange, former Energy Minister Kevin Ramnarine said there is a relationship between the energy sector, commercial banks, and the foreign exchange market that many people do not appreciate. I was shocked to hear this. He said 80% of the US dollars commercial banks buy comes from the energy companies. 80%. So the bank is getting 80% from the companies that we, all of us, the oil and the reserves and everything that we own, the foreign exchange going to the bank because of our wealth. And we have to be sucking egg. And other people getting millions. Other people could go and get hundreds of millions in cars and pack up. And we can't get US to bring down too. And we sit down and take in that crap. Let's go again. Yeah, let's run through faster. Right? The main culprit of delinquent payment is the government. Imagine the government owes $1.2 billion to TNTech. And TNTech have to raise rates because they're catching in. Not only that, Wasa owed TNTech a set of money too. I believe it's 50 million or something like that. Right? And then you have Desalco. You know, here this Sunday Guardian was reliably informed that private company Desalco, which sells desalinated water to Wasa, owes TNTech $50 million. Desalco, according to this Guardian report, owes Wasa. All you ever, and Desalco is a private entity. That's what I'm telling all you know. Shut down Desalco, because every so often there is, and get another company to come in and do what they need to do. In fact, here what's happening. Once Rowley out of power, that is one of the first things that have to happen. And Desalco tell them bye-bye, finish, and let us start to do things the way things are supposed to be done in this country. Meaning that let us start to build dams and build bigger water reserves and try to see how we could save ourselves some money. Let's go again. Yeah, I forget about it. Zoom into we boy. This has to be one of the most embarrassing things to ever witness. CARICOM, and watch how he gone. He just like 50 cents or 49 cents. And this is something to be proud of. This is something to be proud of. And watch how Justin Trudeau looking. Right? I hosted a program once. I believe, Justin, did I send you a screenshot? I did a program once. And the program I did it in a shirt. I had on a jersey, right? I had on a jersey. I was late for my program. And my wife threw down a shirt for me to wear because she said to me, you are not going on air with a jersey. At least wear a shirt. And this is not even to meet government officials. I could dress in a tank top or a navel breaker if I want on air. It is my right. But you are the prime minister of a country. You don't go there looking like Snoop Doggy Dogg. You don't. The reality of it is that when you look at your attire, it is shameful, it is embarrassing, and don't tell me it was last minute. Big man, get a jacket, borrow, and pull back up that picture. Pull back up. Zoom into what he has on. All this man had to do was just put a jacket over the jersey, talk done. That is all. That is all. But you see, when you don't give a damn and you don't care, this is how it does operate. This is how it does operate. And by the way, he just represented the supporters, eh? The norm. Let's go again, guys. Take a look at this. One of the things I was told as well is that if you report somebody, here is Samudi, if you report somebody who is involved in drugs and guns and it was said something like this on Alexander's program, and I need to get a copy, where you have to be notified of who the complainant is. So if I report you for being involved in drugs, the person who is being charged will be notified who is the complainant. So who is going to give information? Right now, take a look at this. I would like to thank the viewer who sent this to me. This is by Quartz. Zoom into that. Look at what's going on. Imagine a piece of this concrete. Now here the problem here, because I spoke to an engineer and he agreed with me. This span of concrete that they have there, that span of concrete, that steel is not supposed to be that low on the concrete. So what happens is that the water now saturated in that thing and settling, and it caused the steel to expand, thereby causing the concrete to break off. That piece of concrete there that you're seeing there could break off, and where it's going to fall? And vehicle as we going down here. You could imagine, Moody, you driving at 100 kilometers per hour, and a piece of that breaks out and fall on your vehicle. And this is it. But you know what? Rohan Sinanan is seeing this. All Rohan Sinanan seeing is some contractors getting to pave, they getting to dig drain, they getting to clean this, they getting to do that. You know, one of the things we should have immediately upon Rowley removal in 2025 is a full audit on Ministry of Works, and some people at the break jail. I want to be part of doing that. I want to help that, because a few people at the break jail in this country, boy. Too much thievery taking place in this country. Too much fraud, too much bacchanalia. Let's go again, guys. A contractor was paid to clean the side of the highway going up to Weimar. Watch how they clean the side of the highway. They shove everything on the side. This is what Rohan paying for. And they can't tell me that the contractor still had to clean up, because the contractor came with a backhoe and a truck and just clean up a little bit and then go on the way. This is what Rohan Sinanan paying for. And by the way, I was told, come back to me, of a contractor, another contractor who gave a set of work, that he was the same one that was thieving when Wasa was doing a project in Malabar, where they were digging an area. And this same contractor who was caught thieving material by Piaco, tons and hundreds of tons of material was being stolen. And when people asked about it, when they questioned about it, the next day the backhoe and everything cleared, the excavator cleared. Up to now, the contractor that stole material by Piaco when he was doing the riverbank, and we got the drone shot, and we sent everything to Rohan 4 or 5 years ago, not one thing Rohan has done. But like I tell you, there comes a time when every dog will have their day. Every dog will have their day. And them fellas and them don't understand. Right? And I talk in general now. I ain't talking specific about nobody. I'm talking in general about ministers here now. Right? Government ministers. They don't understand that when you steal, you're blighting all your children, everything, because everything that you thief, everything that you steal and you give to your children is stolen property. And here what's happening, them same children could end up getting cancer. They could end up getting some disease that all the money that all your thief not going to help with. But all you don't have a problem with that. Anyway, I said I was wrapping up early. I want to show that video with Israel, please. I want to show that video. There's a video I want to show you. Right? As I end off here now, I want to make this abundantly clear again. I am a Muslim. I am a practicing Muslim. I will not apologize for my faith. I will not apologize for my belief. I will not apologize for where I stand against this war with Israel. Israel, I repeat, the leaders of Israel are a bunch of terrorists. They're a bunch of murderers. They're a bunch of sickos. They are good people in Israel. But I want to make it clear what is going on. It's ethnic cleansing, and worse than that. And it's being supported by world governments throughout, while the Muslim community sleeps. I mean, look at this thing that we had in Baraka grounds. Even though parking was difficult, out of a population of 200,000, 1,000 showed up. But you see, again, this is how we operate. For example, you have people like McDonald's providing food to the IDF, the Israel Defense Force. You have Starbucks supporting financially and otherwise, and then Starbucks having a problem with one of the UN, with one of what the union members had said. These are the same people that fund and finance and support. I am not going to Starbucks to drink anything again. And I'm asking all of you right now who are watching this program, who support me, take a break from Starbucks for a few weeks, for a month. Take a break from McDonald's for a few weeks, a month. Take a break from them. Just those two places to start. Starbucks and McDonald's. Take a break. Right? And watch how you will make the difference. Right? Go somewhere else and buy a chicken. Go Royal Castle or somewhere and buy a chicken. But give those two, give them a break. Tell them relax themselves. Right? And it's because, you know why? Not because the local entity has done something, you know, but the monies that are being paid here because of franchise fees going up to the same people who supporting what is going on right now with thousands of people being murdered. And that is not something that I will support. I'm not that hungry mouth. I am not going to support that. As I end up the program, I just want to say that God bless the people of Palestine, their strength. There's one thing that I saw that really made me, it shocked me. It was a gentleman who died. He was scorched. And when I saw his finger, this finger was up in the air. And this is the Shahada finger. It's the finger that you use as a declaration of faith. And every other part of his body was burnt. You saw that picture I put up? Yeah. It was a video. I extracted the picture. And every single part of his body was burnt except that finger. And that was his finger for declaration of faith. And people always ask, how come the Palestine people so strong? When my building had burned down in Bam, when I lost everything, people wanted to know if I went mad because I was laughing, and I said, yeah, happening. God give, God take, what you gonna do? And this is how we operate. It's not that we're stupid. It's just that this is what faith is about. This is what faith is supposed to mean. This is how faith is supposed to cause you to react. You know, you're supposed to be able to have enough faith that you happen to know that that child that you have is not yours. God lend you that child, and you're happening. When you're ready, you can take back that child. A man lost, there was a church, and this father lost 3 of his children, Christian family. And he asked, are these terrorists? And he was flipping through the photos, and he said, are these terrorists? Right? Guys, there was one video with the woman. Which 2 videos you have? Play the shorter one for me, please. Yeah, play that shorter one now, please. I want you to take a look at this. Remember, some of the images, and there's a warning, and I'll repeat it. Some of the images may be graphic in some cases. Please be warned accordingly. If you cannot see graphic images, please, right? And there's our warning. Right, go ahead.
Israel is one of the most racist countries in the world. While you'll never hear anyone in the mainstream media say this, this is actually one of the most important things you need to understand if you want to know what's happening right now. From its inception, the whole idea of Israel as a country was based on racism. Israel was conceived as a Jewish state, and while there's nothing wrong in principle with Jews having a homeland, the problem is that they insisted that that homeland had to be in Palestine, which already belonged to someone, the Palestinians. The slogan of Israel's founders was a land for a people without a land. But deep down, they all knew that the only way to have a Jewish majority in Palestine, an Arab country, was to expel the Arabs. One of the founders of Israel, Yosef Weitz, wrote, "There's no room in the country for both peoples. There's no way but to transfer the Arabs from here to neighboring countries." Israel was quite literally founded by expelling and massacring hundreds of thousands of Arabs in a years-long process called the Nakba. And when you found a country based on racial exclusion, you're gonna get a culture that fosters and celebrates racial exclusion. Because countries that commit terrible atrocities rarely acknowledge committing those atrocities. And the presence of Palestinians who remained in Palestine became a constant reminder, not only of the violence that founded Israel, but of the constantly looming threat that they might come back and try to reclaim their land. Every day you can find videos coming out of Israel showing Israelis calling for all Arabs to die, insulting the Prophet Muhammad, desecrating mosques, spitting on Christians, mocking and celebrating the murder of Palestinians, committing violent hate crimes against Palestinians, watching Gaza get carpet bombed from a cliffside for entertainment. But don't just go off these anecdotes. Let's look at some of the polls. One poll found that 2/3 of Israeli teens believe Arabs to be less intelligent, uncultured, and violent. It also found that 50% of Israelis wouldn't live in the same building as Arabs, wouldn't befriend Arabs, wouldn't let their children befriend Arabs, and wouldn't let Arabs into their homes. Another poll found that 60% of Israeli Jews want segregation from Arabs. Another poll found that half of Israeli Jews agree with the statement, most Jews are better than most non-Jews because they were born Jews. The poll also found that 88% of Israeli Jews would be disturbed if their son befriended an Arab girl, and 90% would be disturbed if their daughter befriended an Arab boy. This poll found that about half of Israeli high schoolers don't think Arabs should have the right to vote. Another poll showed that almost half of Israeli Jews don't want Arabs teaching their kids. Not only are these views widely held in Israeli society, they're also represented in government, which codifies these sentiments into law. For example, Israel has a law that says if an Israeli marries a Palestinian, or someone from several other regional Arab states, that person isn't allowed to move in with said Israeli. This law was passed in 2003, but it's been renewed every single year since. Israel also doesn't allow interreligious marriage to be performed in the country, which is meant to deter Jews from marrying non-Jews. In 2018, Israel passed the nation-state law, a law which has constitutional status, which says the right to exercise national self-determination, i.e. have rights, is the exclusive right of Jews, no one else. There's also the Nakba law, which makes it illegal to acknowledge the Nakba, the expulsions of Palestinians that were needed to found Israel. This would be like passing a law to make it illegal to talk about indigenous genocide or slavery in America. There's also the Admissions Committee law, which basically allows towns to operate panels that deny applications for entry based on socio-cultural compatibility, which essentially just legalizes racist housing discrimination. In Israel, advocating genocide of Palestinians doesn't hurt your chances of holding a high position in government. And in fact, in many cases, it helps. In 2014, Israeli lawmaker Ayelet Shaked wrote an unhinged rant on Facebook, calling all Palestinians enemy combatants and saying their mothers should be killed for giving birth to, quote, little snakes. The next year, she was appointed Minister of Justice by Benjamin Netanyahu. Itamar Ben-Gvir, a lifelong admirer of Meir Kahane, an Arab exterminationist, a man who praised a Jewish settler who killed a Palestinian for throwing a rock at him, a man who was famously acquitted after being criminally charged for chanting death to Arabs, is Israel's current Minister of National Security. He's not some fringe figure either. He's one of the most popular politicians in Israel right now. In the last few days, Israel's been working hard to cast itself as the victim of hatred, the victim of terrorism, the victim of anti-Semitism, that they have no choice but to lay siege to Gaza. But underneath this carefully concocted victim complex is a racist, Jewish supremacist state that's been trying to finish the job that the Nakba started for decades. And really, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. After all, they're literally cutting off water and electricity to a city of 2 million people right now. Their generals talk openly about flattening Gaza and killing the animals, meaning Palestinians. It's obvious their goal is genocide.
Imagine, we in Trinidad and Tobago, right? We live in here. And all of a sudden, Venezuela say, here up, no water and no electricity for you all. And they come in your country and they shut down T&Tech. And something wrong with that? And that is exactly what's going on. Imagine Israel controls the water and the electricity in Gaza for the people of Gaza, and they can lock it up when they want. And this is what I tell you, we live in a mad world, you know, where they have sick people, you know, and I've always said, and I continue to say, you can't blame the US for what they're doing, because for the US that is strategic. They need somebody in the Middle East, so therefore they will spend millions of dollars to prop up and support that. So they have no problems doing that. But the reality of it, that is a strategic move for them. But when it comes to sick-minded people, mentally diseased people like Netanyahu and like we boy Rishi Sunak from the UK, which is no surprise because Rishi Sunak is a trainee of Modi, who is another Muslim hater. So at the end of the day, what do we expect? More of the same. As I said before, this station was given to me as a gift. It is not something I plan to use, right, just to highlight issues, but it is also to protect and defend my faith, which is something I will always do. And not only my faith, because I've used this as well to assist members of the Hindu community, the Christian community, and the wider community, and it's something I will always do. All right, so God bless you. This is where I have to end it off, and I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. And I said I was going to wrap up early since 15:15. And look, crazy time, 20 to 10 now. Wow. All right, so take care, folks. All the best. Assalamu alaikum, and good evening.
I know I'm waiting for something to happen to me. This waiting comes with trials and challenges. Nothing in life is free. I wish that someone